Good morning, everyone. This is Mara. This is our M4 series, Mara's Monday Morning Messages. So today we had a lot of information come through, so much. And so this is a big day, a very big day, because this is a full moon and a partial lunar eclipse. And then the cards really supported all of that, and the oil supported that, and I also got called to do an energy adjustment for everyone who is watching this video, and for today and in the future. So let's get started. So this is a huge day for completion, wrapping up projects. You will feel actually more energy to do that, to complete it all and complete it in a discerning way, which means you're not going to waste time on things that are no longer serving you. So that's a big part of the energy that's coming in. So our desire for freedom is really strong, and as we use the energy of the full moon and of the partial eclipse, that's a lot of surrender type of energy. And that energy will help us release into this new place and into the changes that we all want. So this same eclipse energy or family of eclipses, or the way that the eclipses are coming in, the same thing happened in 1999. And so think back to that year and see if that can give you any insight as well. We're totally different beings at this point, totally different, physically, chemically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. However, some of those same themes may be coming through, so it might give you some help. Okay, so this particular eclipse is bringing this desire for personal freedom. And goodness, hasn't that been a theme for me? Live free or die, right? Moving to New Hampshire, etc. And it still comes up for me so much, this idea of personal freedom, but really getting down to my own core and truth so that I can do what I'm here to do. And so it's not just personal freedom so that you can be floating in the wind like a kite. That's not really what it is. It's more grounded than that. So think about what parts of your life you're trying to free up. What are you trying to free yourself from, possibly? What limiting beliefs are you trying to free yourself from? What are some old ways and old habits of what you are doing that are no longer serving you? And we all know what those things are, right? So maybe right now, as some of those things pop into your head, write them down and then be aware of them for this next couple of weeks. So this is the opening of this eclipse season. It's the next 2 weeks. So the energy for the next 2 weeks is really going to be ripe for us to release, shift habits, and get the most out of this cosmic energy that's coming in. So a lot of energy shifts, a lot of resets of how we want to live. It's a great time to not push yourself, okay? Because it takes a lot of internal energy. I always think of pregnancy. In the very beginning, you can't see anything, right? There's nothing manifesting outwardly, but there's so much going on internally. So this is that same feeling. So please be kind and compassionate to yourself mostly. And when you're feeling just that it's intense, give yourself a break. And this is a great time to not overextend yourself these next couple of weeks. So the oil that came in is cardamom, here we are. Whoops, where's our sign? Cardamom. So cardamom is so delicious. I just put it on and my whole body feels warm, literally, from just putting it on, possibly from wearing all of my crystals as well. But that cardamom really warms me. It helps with healing relationships. So ultimately, with all of the internal work that we're doing, we have our relationship with ourselves, but then we certainly have relationship with others, which is a huge theme for everyone. And as we are finding more personal freedom, sometimes that involves us standing up for ourselves in our relationships. So this intense inner work can feel lonely. You can feel like you're kind of doing this all by yourself. And you know what? We all are doing this by ourselves. Even when we're surrounded by loving relationships and the best of people, this is internal work. And so there are moments where you can feel lonely, and the cardamom is really going to support you to not feel that way, to stay the course, to not feel prickly about that energy or irritated by that energy of the inner work. So it's like putting a salve on that feeling of loneliness, of that we're all alone. You know how when you feel really free and you can do whatever you want, the flip side or the dark side of that is that you're by yourself many times. So cardamom will help support you to feel grounded and good about doing this inner work. Okay, so that's that. Moving on to our cards for the week. So the first one is this one, and you can focus on that beautiful card. It's an Andara of green gold Andara. Just flip that over. And it helps to promote a deep connection with spirit, and it promotes inner creativity. It helps us, it brings in 0 point energy, which is, you can look that up, but it's an energy that balances masculine and feminine. And it helps to release nervousness and pressure. So, just like what we were just talking about, when we're doing all of this inner work and releasing old patterns and habits and becoming aware of all of this stuff, it can feel uncomfortable. And so that nervousness or pressure type of feeling over these next couple of weeks will really be supported by this energy from this green gold Andara. So enjoy that. You're welcome to come back and watch these videos numerous times to help to do that. Okay, so that's that. The next card that we have is a transformation card from our moon deck. Transforming, growing, expanding, and beauty, just like the butterfly. It's a symbol of grace and joy and transformation. And so I know we've all seen that imagery and those metaphors of, obviously a caterpillar and then cocoon and then butterfly. Really powerful energy for these couple of weeks, right? We're going deep, we're releasing, we're creating all this space. So we have to get tight in order to then grow like the wings of a butterfly and become really, really big, and to take up more space of beautiful energy in the world. So powerful card, beautiful card from our moon deck. Then our ascended master today is Isis. So it says balancing career and home life. What really came through is that this is really more about devoting yourself to your priorities. This will become increasingly clearer, as these couple of weeks continue on, and you probably have gotten lots of signs in the last 2 weeks of this shadow period of this eclipse season. But it's really not about balancing career and home life. It's more about reminding yourself of your priorities and the things that are discerning what is really important to you, being honest with yourself, and what makes your heart sing. So that will by itself balance career and home life, right? When you're doing that. So just let Isis help you. She's a beauty, isn't she? So let her help you with all of this. So then my animal cards came in. Like I said, this was just a day of like everything coming in, wanting to help, wanting to support. So just remind yourself of that fact, that we are really, really being supported by everything, by all beings on earth, of ascended masters, people who've passed, our ancestors, our guides, spirit. We're really more than usual, I guess. I mean, I think we're always being supported by all of this, but today even more so in these couple of weeks. So when you're feeling that loneliness or feeling like you're being pushed, please go back and remind yourself that you have all the support in the world to be who you are, to be who you are, really, because you're already there. Okay, so animal spirit today is the Tasmanian devil, purification. So this is all about purifying and cleaning up / clearing up our lives. This is what is happening during a full moon and eclipse, right? We are releasing some possibly negative old tendencies, habits, and this can be a tender and compassionate process. It also can be brutal. Tasmanian devil can be a little brutal guy. So you can choose tender and compassionate. So heed the signs that you're receiving, right? You've already been getting signs for a while of that's pushing you, or how you should be living. So heed those signs, and I loved the last couple of lines from Scott Alexander King, Animal Dreaming. He wrote, "To remove all that is stagnant from your life is to release the fertility that comes from that release, liberation and freedom. It's to strengthen your foundations and to nourish your desire to expand." So that is huge. We've gotten cards of creativity. We've gotten cards that have really reminded us of this liberation and freedom. And so realize that from all of this inner work that you're doing, that's the end result, is that liberation and freedom. Okay, so that, I believe, my dears, is all that I have for today. Like I said, there was also an energy adjustment that all of you received, and know that I am truly, truly holding all of you in my heart, and I look so forward to being with you again in 1 week, and enjoy.